It is actually a very pretty and historical place. Woolwich Cathedral is the main landmark of the city, and it is absolutely enormous, as you can see right behind. Then all around are these historical streets with purely original buildings, which is actually remarkable. Very nice to see. There's absolutely no tourism or anything else around, nothing going on. There is restaurants, a few, but nice and quiet today. Yeah, the architecture in its old style, it's quite rare to see around Warsaw. This must have been an influential parish, the church, and city in general. Probably lots of Jewish trade back in the days, but the town has remained. The architecture over there, especially the building in the middle, reminds me a lot of like Czech Republic, Hungary architecture. Don't know what happened here in the war, but probably plenty. Yeah, this is a nice place. Memorial oak tree right here, planted in 1940. Can't believe that. It's not that old. Maybe it is. No idea. If you like churches, which is your go-to place, because they come in several styles, including this red brick Gothic architecture that you often see in northern Poland or in Germany as well, basically earlier East Prussia, which I believe was never a part of, but still nicely influenced architecture. I'm definitely in love with all of the old churches of Woolwich, and they have a bit of an unpolished, roughed up look. Just as right here, you just need to cross the grass to get to the actual church, and they haven't modernized it since they've redone the roof, but they haven't upgraded it too much that it feels all like too polished up, you know. I actually like feeling a little bit of history here. They still left the old phone line connection over there. You can just feel the history here, it's palpable. Don't know how old this church is, but I just love the lamp over there, all the little ornaments, details. Seems to have sustained some damage. I don't know if it's bullet holes in some places, but it's not unlikely. Gorgeous. Yeah, I'm not disappointed. It was a bit of a bet with the weather because it was supposed to be storm, some weather alert. Knock on wood. It's all fine. Beautiful little town. I'll be very honest. I was expecting Woolwich would just be a walk up and down the square and going back home with just the church. But it's actually a lot of little streets in the back, and I've been exploring for at least an hour now. So definitely above my expectation in terms of sights and interesting old things to see. Good tip. With all these signs in English, it is easy to get yourself acquainted with the history of Woolwich as well. And here we find St. Leonard's Church, which was originally founded here in 1520, but destroyed in the 20th century and rebuilt in the 60s. Part of it's probably original to the 17th century, from what I've read. So yeah, you're just able to witness a lot of layers of history here. And in the meantime, in between those churches, we can see that time has moved on, right? There's beautiful apartment buildings being constructed. It wouldn't be a bad place to have an apartment, nice and quiet in the countryside. But it wouldn't be very affordable either. Like, this will still be, oh, that's an entirely newly constructed building, it seems. Wiring still up. Quickly gets to 3,000 euros a square meter, which is still a steal compared to the Netherlands. But you're not that close to Warsaw either, right? So I've seen that some places it goes down to 1,000, 2,000, ranging from Łódź to, well, Łódź is 3,000, can go down to 2,500. Suwałki goes down to 1,500, something like that, which can be cheap. But it is a huge country and it's as big as Italy. Nonetheless, Italy and France also have cheap properties. They really do. So don't just think that if you come to Central Eastern Europe, especially Bulgaria, that's all a done deal. Cheap real estate is, in some regards, you might as well go to Italy if you're a fan of the sun, you know. But who am I to say? They're all super big countries and have a lot to offer. Just it's not that how people think it used to be, or how people think it is, was actually 10-15 years ago. Times have definitely moved on. But still, apartments are, no matter where in Warsaw or outside, still more affordable than the Netherlands. So yeah, do research. And another gorgeous church here in Baroque Italian style. Just read that during the First World War, the 2 bells in the bell towers were taken by Germans. So apparently I judged Woolwich too fast, because there is actually a car-free square, at least the middle of it. It's the Nowy Rynek, the new market square, which has partly original houses from the 16th and 17th centuries, a little bit modified later on, but only part. There on the southern edge was destroyed during the Second World War, and part of the square became part of the Jewish ghetto in the city as well. Fun fact, this is one of the only 3 originally actual old triangular market squares in all of Europe. See, it is a triangle, of which the other 2 are, take a guess, they're in Paris and Bonn. So Paris, France, Bonn, Germany. And then the third one is Woolwich right here. I did not know that. Not sure it's actually the only 3. Can't imagine there's just 3, but I've even seen a triangular square in Kielce, but perhaps it's not original, I'm not quite sure. In any case, this is interesting. And yeah, it is a nice place. I have to say I underestimated it, honestly. We're starting off with the garlic bread. Was expecting a bit more for the price of 9 zloty. €2.5 for 2.2 euros for 2 pieces of garlic bread. I have a lasagna coming up as well, which is a wasp in my face. How much lasagna here? 36.70 zloty. This is like €9. And we've got the lasagna right here. Let's enjoy dinner in Woolwich. Looks pretty good. It's hot, so that's the main criteria for lasagna.